Hello children, this video is for ISC students who have to appear for their English language paper on 13th of Feb. So in this video I am going to help you with that. मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि किस तरह से आप लैंग्वेज पेपर का प्रैक्टिस एग्जाम टाइम पे करें. First of all, I want to tell you about something that you have to be stress free. No need to panic. बेटा हमेशा याद रखिए एग्जाम कंडक्ट किया जाता है ये देखने के लिए कि आपको क्या आता है, ना कि ये देखने के लिए कि आपको क्या नहीं आता. Similarly, the examiners who are going to check your scripts, they are there to give you marks. They are not there to deduct your marks. So please don't lose your confidence. You know everything. You have studied throughout the year, and with this last time brushing up, you are going to do very well in your exam, right? So whether you have any paper, whether it is literature, language, and for other subjects also, I am telling you that you need not to worry. You just do your work. Think about those things which are in your control, right? Writing the paper, preparing for it is in your control. What is going to be the result? That is not in your control. After that, you just leave it. कर्म करो, फल की इच्छा करो, लेकिन बहुत सोचो नहीं. See, children, the first question that you get in your paper is composition writing. Composition writing, which you often call essay writing. Okay. Now, for this question, I have already posted a video where in detail you can know what are the things and how to write a composition effectively, in which I have discussed about various types of compositions also. Now, but there are certain things that I still want you to know. First of all, it is always written in your paper. See, I have with me this paper of 2020, and it is always written in your paper. Write a composition in approximately 400 to 450 words. Now, most of the time, I have seen children being very conscious about the word limit. They always say कि मैम we always extend our word limit. हमारा 450 से ज़्यादा words हो जाता है. No need to worry. No marks are going to be deducted for that, because if it is short script, means if you are writing less than 400, that is a problem. But if you are exceeding the word limit, that is not going to create a problem for you. But yes, it is not advisable. Why? Because there you may lose time. Okay, you may lose time. Like if you are writing 1,000 words instead of 450, so it may happen that you don't have the time to do justice with other questions. तो इसीलिए हमेशा प्रैक्टिस करते हुए ये ध्यान रखें कि आपको इस क्वेश्चन पे एक तो 35 मिनट से ज्यादा स्पेंड नहीं करना है. यू हैव टू स्पेंड ओनली 35 मिनट्स ऑन दिस क्वेश्चन, एंड इन दीज 35 मिनट्स you have to do the planning of your composition. Please understand, you have to plan the composition. आपको प्लानिंग किस तरह से करनी है, फॉर दैट यू रेफर टू माय वीडियो इन हाउ टू राइट गुड एसेज. ओके, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू हैव टू राइट योर कॉम्पोजिशन ऑल्सो. और बाद में हमें रिविजन के लिए भी टाइम जरूर चाहिए. आई विल टॉक फर्दर अबाउट इट. तो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन कॉम्पोजिशन राइटिंग के बारे में है. Then you are reminded that you will be awarded for orderly and coherent presentation of material, use of appropriate style, and general accuracy of spelling, punctuation, and grammar, for which you will be given the marks for expression. See, there essay is always, means composition is always corrected on the basis of two things. One is the content, another is the expression. For content, the points that you are giving, that you will be covering according to the situation provided in the question, you will be marked on that. As far as expression is concerned, all your mistakes will be counted, and accordingly there will be slabs. Like if you make itna mistakes, itna marks will be deducted for that. Okay, so be careful that you do not commit spelling mistakes, punctuation mistakes, and grammatical errors like tense error, or sometimes subject verb agreement you are not able to do proper, right? So please be careful about that, about your language. Now the next question that you get, next question is always the guided composition. Next question, you see, question 2 is divided into two parts. I am discussing about the first part, that is guided writing. Why it is guided? Because you are provided guidelines in this question. And children, please understand, you have to focus on two things. See, first of all, let's talk about its word limit also. This is not more than 300. Not more than 300 means that at least 250 words to should be there, right? 250 words should be there. It doesn't mean that if it is not more than 300 and you are writing 30 words only saying that these are not more than 300, but at least 250 words should be there. As far as exceeding the word limit is concerned, again, I am telling you, no penalization will be done on the basis of that. So, but yes, you should always believe in controlled writing. Controlled writing is also very important, because then you give variety of points in a better way. You are focused in your controlled writing. So for this composition, children, you are always given the points. So two things which you have to be very careful about. One is the points that have been given in the question, means all those points which are given in the question must be included in your composition. Other than these points, if you have something in your mind that you have to write, because that is the amplification of points. Amplification of points. See, when the points are given in the question, it doesn't mean that you will just elaborate them in full sentences and you will say that yes, my composition is complete. No, you have to describe, you have to explain, you have to amplify these points, you have to add some extra information to it. For example, as I am telling you, I am discussing 2020 paper. So here the question was, as the secretary of the Creative Arts Club of XYZ School. Now please understand, here the name of the school has been given as XYZ. So if you are using it in your composition, please use XYZ school only. Don't write the name of your own school. Why? Because see here, the council wants that you should not disclose the name of the school. That is why they have given a particular name as XYZ school. Okay. You organized an inter-school drama competition. Write a report for the school magazine in not more than 300 words, detailing the success of the event based on the following points. Now look at the points. First is the date, time, place, of course. So in the very first, you are going to begin your report like XYZ school organized an inter-school drama competition on such and such date at such and such time at such and such place. As far as place is concerned, we should always tell, the exact place, like is it going to be the auditorium or the hall, or it is going to be some multi-purpose hall, or in the school ground, right? Then after that, objective of the event is concerned. Now objective, you have to amplify, you need to devise it yourself. You need to think of an objective. You can always say that the program was held in the memory of the school founder, or you can always say that it to celebrate the birth anniversary of the school founder, or you can always tell some any important or auspicious occasion like teachers day, any other day that you feel or to commemorate any day like Shakespeare's birthday or something like that. So you can write about that. Objective. So the point has been given objective, but you have to amplify it like what objective is going to be there. After that, inauguration. If inauguration is given, it means some chief guest has to be there. So you need to say Mr. XYZ. Then you must tell the brief introduction about that person, graced the occasion with his presence and acted as a chief guest. He inaugurated the program with the lighting of lamp. Okay, so this way you need to elaborate the points that have been given in the question. So this composition is about these two things only. First, these points which have been given in the question must be covered, and then amplification of points should definitely be there. All right. After that, the third question, I'm calling it third, though it is questions second B, is the proposal writing, which is very scoring. Both the questions, children, let me tell you, guided writing as well as proposal writing is very scoring. So this is for 10 marks, and there is also a word limit, which is 150 words. And you have to give 2 points for introduction, 2 for objectives, and 4, uh, see, uh, introduction, you have to give a heading, then objectives, you have to give a heading, which is again for 2 points, and then you have list of measures in which you need to give 4 points. Now there is a big confusion which I have often seen children having. See, this introduction and objectives, please understand, 2 points that you have to give in introduction and 2 points that you have to give in objective, they must be different. In a way, you have to prepare, you have to keep in mind, you have to plan 4 points as the objectives. How is that program or event which you are going to organize is going to be helpful? the objectives. In a way, there are going to be 4 objectives, 4 points you have to prepare. 2 you give in the introduction and 2 you give in the objectives, right? But they have to be different. They can't be same. Okay. And after that, list of measures means steps that you are going to take to organize that event. And there are always some common steps. Number one, about the date, time, venue, you can mention. It is a very common step that this was decided. A meeting was held by the concerned teachers and authorities and representatives of the students council on such and such date, in which date, time, and venue was finalized. Then one common point which you will always found for any question is the preparation. You see all necessary arrangements. So what those necessary arrangements can be? There are 2 types of. One are the physical resources that you need. Okay, physical resources means seating capacity. You need a hall where the program has to be conducted. There can be some music instruments that you may need, or some sound system you may need. So all that you may need. Another, you can think of another point that can always be there, like, is the manpower. Okay, so who will be there on duty? You can always talk about the students, teachers who should be there on duty. Okay, so this comes under arrangement. Then to make all these arrangements, you need some budget requirement. Okay, so for that budget requirement also, you must mention from where are you going to raise the fund, right? So these are some common points I'm talking about. See, 4 points have to be there. I've told you these 4 common points. So while you frame the points, keep these things in your mind, that you must always write about these things. All right, and then there is a concluding line. I hope the proposal is accepted, so that the preparation or this event can be organized at the earliest, right? So that is about proposal writing. Then question 3 is always functional grammar. You all know that. That is functional grammar, and for that you have, first is transformation of sentences, which you have for 5 marks. 5 sentences will be there. Then you have fill ups for prepositions and phrasal verbs, so that is again for 5 marks, because 10 sentences, half mark each is going to be there. And then there is a running passage, again with fill ups, which is related to tenses, correct form of word given in the brackets. Again, that is for 5 marks, because 10 blanks are going to be there. And last but not the least is question number 4, that is comprehension and Prezi writing. Comprehension and Prezi. For this, I have recently made a video and I've posted it here. You may go through it once, because there I have spoken in detail in what way you are supposed to prepare this question. Now, children, I have told you about these questions. Now, let me tell you, when you attempt your language paper, it is my suggestion, otherwise it depends on your convenience how you go for things. Everybody has his own way, but I always suggest my children that they should attempt the comprehension passage in the very beginning. Why? Because you have 15 minutes of reading time. If you are able to spare some time in the reading time and you start reading the passage, so one reading is done during reading time, and then the passage is fresh in your mind. And as soon as the writing time begins, you start doing this question only, because the passage is fresh in your mind, right? And then you can give it a second reading also. This way you are able to save some time. So according to me, first comprehension passage should be done. After that, functional grammar should be done. Then you should do these short compositions, which is a proposal and guided composition. And at last, you should go for essay. That is your composition, like the first question. So this way, I feel that children are able to spare some time. And yes, now let me come to the main point, that is how to prepare at this time. See, today it is 9th of Feb, children. You have your exam on 13th. I want that if you want to score good marks, let me tell you, you must solve previous year's language papers from 2015 to 2021. Make it a point that you do all of them. Solving these papers within the time limit will give you an idea in what way to treat the paper, so that you are spared with 15 minutes in the end to revise your paper. You have to make it a point that the revision of paper should take place. because there are so many errors which you are not able to know while you are attempting the paper, while you are writing your compositions. So in your revision only, you can correct them. And yes, correction you please do with the help of pencil, because if you have written it with a pen and then you are correcting somewhere, you need to cut the word also, somewhere you need to cut a letter, then it becomes very untidy. So please do it with the help of pencil. It doesn't matter. Rather, it gives a good impression on the examiner, but you have to revise your paper, right? So please go for doing these previous year's papers, as I have told you, 2015 to 21, and then you will realize there is a pattern which is followed, the kind of transformation that are asked, which transformation of sentences you are able to do, which you are not able to do. You may go through those topics only, right? So solving these papers is definitely going to help you. And still, if you face any problem anywhere, you can always drop your problem in the comment box. I'll try my best to solve your problems as much as possible. I hope that this video is helpful to you in planning your preparation for language paper. And again, I am telling you, solving these previous papers is definitely going to help you, children. Wish you all the best. Work hard and stay stress free. You know everything. Bye bye.